India is a country with 142.80 lakh crores. So we have a dubious distinction of standing number one in the world. And our vehicular population is 1% of the world vehicles we have. But 11% of the world accidents we are at. So that means something wrong with our behavior.
But then how do we perpetuate?
Around 3,000 schools I visited. I addressed around 3 lakh children, students like you.
Your ideas are very, very innovative. So in fact, the
Biggest challenge is slum and then living in the slum.
hearty greetings, sir. This is Apurva Vishwanath. I am the Deputy Head Girl for grade 9 and 10, as well as an active member of DPS Radio. So, firstly, I would like to share that we're very, very grateful that you're spending your time, you're devoting our time for this interview, and we're very grateful to have you among us today, sir.
So, Swachh Namaskaram, Apurva. Thank you
Namaskaram.
for inviting me and interviewing me.
So, it's a privilege for us, sir, to host you here.
Yeah, it is my responsibility too.
So for starters, I have a question. How did it feel coming to the school here and seeing? Were you reminded of your childhood days today?
Of course, I have visited around 3,000 schools. So it is only a variety for me. I did not evoke so many memories of my childhood because around 3,000 schools I visited. I addressed around 3 lakh children, students like you. So, but each time we visit a place, and it gives you a different experience and memory. I was too excited and then focused and concentrated today on one particular subject on traffic and then road safety. I was looking after whether how the roads are, how the vehicles and how they are parked and how people are driving, etc. So from that perspective, it looked different. Never in the past, when I used to visit the school, I was looking from this perspective. Yeah.
So, sir, but were you conscious of this when you were a child? What were some of your fond childhood memories?
Uh,
So there might have been some fond childhood memories of yours. But did you always think about roads when you were that young?
yeah. So, for example, when I was a child, I used to walk for 2 kilometers, and up to sixth class, no chappals even. And then our village also near National Highway, but we used to see lots of vehicles, and but we never had one, so we had to walk. And today's children, I saw a number of buses, so either bus or car or two-wheeler or three-wheeler. And I don't think even there is a cycle. It was privilege for us to have. Sometimes in eighth class, I used to hire a cycle to go for lunch and come back. And today's children, if we see, that's a sea change. I congratulate your generation. You are too lucky to have so many privileges. But it may not look like privilege, but they are privileges vis-a-vis your parents, grandparents, and our time.
Yes. But so do you think these experiences of yours shaped you as a person that you are today?
Definitely, the experience of home and the experience of school, and especially the warmth and the concern and the love that was showed on me by my teachers. I think they are matchless, number one, and I feel they are more than I received from my parents or cousins or my family members. Because one day I got injured, and there was a slight bleeding was there, and immediately PET teacher, physical education teacher, came and washed, and he touched my feet. First time I thought, teacher, how can he touch? But he thought because it is bleeding, he has to arrest it. He washed it and he did first aid. So another day, and my Hindi teacher in sixth class, I was in sixth class, and during the lunch time, I was playing around, and she was having her lunch, and sitting in the window, and she saw me, and then she called me immediately. Why are you not having lunch? Today I did not get my lunch. My mom did not give me. Then she shared her lunch. She didn't eat. So how can you forget such memories? And they definitely teachers shaped. Teachers of my high school and primary school shaped my personality, whatever I am today.
So that's actually, it's very heartwarming that you remember all these little incidents that happened because that reminds you of what all have shaped you as a person today. So and you've had a very remarkable journey in your career. So this is out of curiosity that I would like to ask. Would you like to share some pivotal moments in your journey to IAS?
Oh, so first in ninth class, I was like you are now ninth class.
Yes. Yes.
I am reminded of how I was picked up when I was in ninth class. Generally, students from 10th class will be picked to represent the school. I was in ninth class, but I was picked up to represent the school to participate in the district science fair. And I went there on behalf of my school. And I was little shy because there were 10th class students as well, but I was the team leader. And I participated in all the activities in science fair. And then we got a prize for science quiz. And I received a prize from the district collector and magistrate, who was an IAS officer. On that day, I decided to become IAS officer. That was the important seed that was sown, because I saw one officer, and I was studying in Telugu medium Jilla Parishad High School, but I was not aware like how to prepare, what will be the roles of IAS officer, how to get selected, nothing of that sort. But that seed of becoming an IAS officer was sown in me in ninth class. I think that is the important moment, I think, in my life, which shaped my trajectory and in choosing a career.
So then, how did you go about, and I mean, how did you research? How did you learn for applying for the exams?
Oh, Apurva, to tell you, from third class to 10th, inter, graduation, post graduation, I had a 19 years of education totally, and I was absent only for 6 days. Do you believe? And there was no way to have some Guinness record. Then it was not recorded. But I look back, when I see on any given day in the government schools, around 25% children are absent. And then that is the single most reason for not having the educational standards in our country today, for various reasons: poverty, child labor, or attending to too many fairs and festivals, and all that. But in not many schools, a lot of children are absent. And I was never absent. I used to be absent. You see, 19 years, 6 days, and that is the reason why. And hard work never looked hard to me. I started for working for 12 to 14 hours from in ninth class. And even today, I am 62-year-old. I play. I used to study. That's all on those days. Now I play, I work, I study. I added only some work in between. So that's how. And then from even at after passing out to 10th class at intermediate level, I started reading newspapers like Hindu. Those days it is very difficult from rural background. And then I purchased a dictionary because I don't know anything in English. And I purchased a dictionary. I used to read Hindu newspaper, and every day I used to listen to this current affairs after 9:15 in All India Radio. Current affairs used to come. Almost I did that from 1980 to 88 or so. And continuously I had an eye on academics and as well as an extracurricular activities. And also I had a lot of somehow concern to the society right from the beginning, because of the rural background, or because my father was ex-serviceman, military man, and later he was also a farmer. So Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan. It had terrific impact on me to serve the nation. Either you join the military and or else in administrative service, where we can help a maximum number of people.
Sir, actually, for us as students in present, we have events like youth parliament, social outreach clubs, and because of that, we get interest for social service. But your idea is very different for us to hear that, getting a prize and then meeting somebody. I think that must have been very different for you.
Definitely different, and the source of inspiration for various people is different. And of course, your childhood, your neighborhood, and your ecosystem at the home, and your ecosystem at the school, and also the ecosystem in the country, etc., will shape you. Somebody wants to be a scientist, somebody wants to be like a pilot, somebody wants to be an IAS officer. But this one career gives you maximum opportunity to serve maximum number of people in your career. So undoubtedly, I liked it and I got it, and there was no regret.
Yes. Sir, you've been the commissioner for GHMC, managing director for MEPMA. So you must have faced and you must have seen a multitude of civic problems in our nation. So what can you share about these urban challenges in context of Hyderabad city, sir?
Hyderabad city and also Telangana state, and for the rest of the country and the world. Also, urban problems are number one. Urban poverty is more acute than the rural poverty. More than 30% of the people live in slums. Means their house will be as big as our toilet or bathroom, and that is the drawing room, that is the kitchen, and that is the TV hall, and that is the study room, and all that. So it is very difficult in the rural area also. Even if you are living in a small tenement, so there is a lot of open spaces available. Under a tree, you can study, sit, and breathe in good air, and you can get you are accessible to good drinking water, etc. But in cities, biggest challenge is slum, and then living in the slums. So for that reason, MEPMA, MEPMA, you said that, na?
Yes, sir.
A mission for elimination of poverty in municipal areas.
Yes.
I started it in 2006 for the first time in the country and maybe in the world. And here, that the intention of that was identifying the vulnerable women groups, illiterate, poor, and unskilled, such women, and then bringing them together like in a small self-help group, and then building a platform for them to give voice to them. What are their problems, psychological problems, financial problems, social problems, etc. And those days or even today, their biggest problem is they work hard, but they don't get enough, because whatever they earn, it goes for debt servicing. Because for small real needs like school needs of the children, or hospital requirements, or for some building of house, or marrying for their children, etc., they borrow a lot of money and with a lot of interest. So whatever they earn, they end up paying that. That is called debt servicing. So if a nation takes 100 rupees, and there are rules, you cannot you cannot, your income is 100, you cannot take more than some 25 rupees. So like that, they work hard, but their entire income goes towards debt servicing. To reduce that, I was in facilitating this mission to reduce their poverty and ensuring them to get money from the banks. First, to get open account, and then provide a linkage to the bank, and getting whatever their financial requirement from the bank, so that the interest burden is very less, because the banks charge very less interest vis-a-vis the private money lenders. So that is the biggest challenge, and I started in 2016. I was the first managing director, and we started with around 40-50 crores flowing from banks to the urban poor. Today, it is 43,500 crores financial assistance that went from the banks to the urban poor in both Telangana and Andhra, in municipal areas for urban poor. So I have tremendous satisfaction of building one small institution, and which is sustainable, and many of them, they are comfortable, and they have come out of these poverty problems, and whenever they, for all their financial requirements, there is an institutional arrangement. Yeah.
That is very applaudable.
Yeah, so of course, GHMC type, you have this type of city. You have in Bangalore, you have Pune, you have Mumbai, you have Delhi, you have Calcutta, etc. So, to name some problems, traffic jam. For example, in the world, in the top five, you have three cities where the traffic is the difficult thing. If you like rank, Calcutta is second in the world, and third is Bangalore, fourth is Pune. So in the top five problematic cities, as far as traffic is concerned, these are the traffic. Then you have a problem of drainages. You have the problem of sports facilities. You have the problem of drinking water. You have problem of electricity. So these are all urban challenges.
Sir, it's very unfortunate that the brightest minds are born in these slums. It's actually one of the most unfortunate things for our country. That is my opinion. Given proper quality education and training, they could change the world. Same goes for women, in my opinion. if they're very hardworking. Women in India are extremely hardworking, but they, as you said, you talked about how their service. Those are the unfortunate things that happen in India, according to what I have seen. And so, what you talked about traffic, actually, I think very recently, Honorable Governor of Telangana, he visited and he inaugurated a traffic awareness park in our school. So that was kind of a changing thing for us in our school for us students. So, sir, I believe your cause at present is also aligned with matters of road safety and traffic awareness. Would you please shed some light on that topic, sir, on
Yeah,
that subject?
certainly, Apurva. India is a country with 142.80 lakh crores. So we have a dubious distinction of standing number one in the world. And our vehicular population is 1% of the world vehicles we have, but 11% of the world accidents we are having. So that means something wrong with our behavior. If it is based on our vehicle strength or more vehicles are there, more accidents, we can understand. Vehicle strength is less, but accident accident percentage is more. So in USA, if you take, there are 854 cars per every 1,000 people. In India, we have just 34 cars per 1,000 people, right? Of course, we have around 31 crore vehicles in the country, and we have a road length of around 64 lakh kilometers. And in Telangana itself, we have a road length of around 1 lakh kilometers, and we have around 1 crore 71 lakh vehicles. In GHMC, Greater Hyderabad Municipal Corporation itself, we have 9,100 kilometers length of road, but we have around 83 lakh vehicles registered here, and around 10 to 15 lakh vehicles come from different parts of the country every day. That means you have to deal with 1 crore vehicles. And if you keep 1 crore vehicles one after the other, head to tail, the road that is available, 9,000 kilometers, it is not enough even to park the vehicle. How to make them move? This is the challenge, number one. And number two, then added to that, our behavioral problem. So 40 to 50% of the accidents are on account of the behavior of the drivers, behavior of the pedestrians, behavior of the cyclists, right? That's why the highest rate of accidents are happening in India. For example, last year, according to the police statistics released in the month of December, every year, like your annual administration report in our school, the police department also releases a report on the crimes done by the people, and cases filed and action taken, etc. So on road accidents also they release statistics. In just the state of Telangana, 1 crore 56 lakh violations were noticed by the police in CC camera. Not noticed, there may be many. And out of that, 78 lakh 60,000 people were caught driving two-wheelers without helmet. That means what? You are susceptible to death. So you are going onto the road. If there are many instances where when an accident happens, if you have a helmet, your head is safe. If you lose one head, you can't get second head. No? So if you lose one leg, second is there. Jaipur foot also is there. And nothing happens if both legs are, for example, it is a suffering,
Yes, sir.
but
Yes,
you
sir.
can't lose the life, and you can't be unconscious. So the important point is whenever two-wheelers you are riding, most of the school children also, their parents may come and drop here. They have to, because life is more important. Around 5 lakh accidents do happen in India every year. Out of that, 1 lakh 50,000 are deaths, and in 2023, 1 lakh 73,000 accidents happen. So second more important reason is, in the city, for example, Hyderabad, you have around 385 junctions. In the night, when the traffic is supposed to be less, policemen are also not there. After 11 until morning 6 or 7 o'clock, the signals are there. When there is a red signal, you have to stop, because there is no policeman. Everybody is gentleman because there is a policeman. In the night, there is no policeman. You are jumping the signal. You are jumping, and those who have green signal, they come with a lot of speed, and there is head-on collision. So 2 lakh such cases were filed. Simply it can be avoided. They are like suicide bombers. They may get killed, and they may kill the others, isn't it? And you have around 9 lakh cases this wrong side driving, and around 7 lakh cases or so in overspeeding, and 1 lakh 96,000 people were caught driving while talking on mobile phone. So these are all avoidable in a state of around 4.5 to 5 crore population, and with 1 crore 71 lakh vehicles, 1 crore 56 lakh cases were filed, 535 crores. What does it indicate? What does it mean? There is a lot to do. And then out of these, we are under the impression that if there is an accident, only drivers get killed, vehicles get damaged. It is not so. 40% of those who are meeting these accidents and suffering are other than the drivers, commuters, pedestrians. 28,500 children died below 18 years in 2022. Every year, Ministry of Road Transport and Highways, they release the city-wise, state-wise, and country, what are the accidents and what age profiles, gender profiles, rural, urban, national highway, state highway, city, etc. So this is a very, very scary thing in India, that people get killed. And no, you would have read history also.
Yes.
In Kalinga War also, whether 15 lakh people were killed, I don't think. But 15 lakh people killed in last 10 years in India over the roads.
So then, what exact point in your career did you have that change that you wanted to reform this sector, roads and highways?
Oh, that
Was
is
it in your
because,
career? Was it later?
oh, okay. But when I was collector Anantapur, it was between Bangalore and Hyderabad on national highway. So I used to see lots of accidents happening. I was also chairman hospital, district headquarter hospital. Lots of accident patients used to come there. I used to regularly interact with the police and also in our convergence meeting, and with the doctors and with the road transport and other department, etc. Then one of the meetings in monthly meetings, the police superintendent told me, see, lots of these accidents are happening because for some reason vehicle breakdown is there, or for any other reason they stop on the vehicle on the road, and if there is no reflector in the night, right? Simply there is an optical illusion that vehicle is moving. The vehicle coming behind also, they think that the other vehicle is moving because they are on the road. So if the reflector is there from distance, maybe 400, 500 meters distance, you will notice that there is a vehicle, it is stopped. Simply because it costs a few hundred rupees only, maybe less than that. At the back of the vehicles, all larger vehicles like buses or tractors or lorries, you need to have that. So that was the one reason why there were accidents between the vehicle which was parked on the road and then the vehicles coming from behind. Then we ensured that we effectively implemented in the district, all the vehicles should have the reflectors. At that point of time, it got my attention. And also, unfortunately, I got my father lost in road accident. So then, from that time onwards, so I thought this is one area where if there is an opportunity to work and to create awareness among the drivers, among the pedestrians, and among the civil society, etc., among the enforcing agencies and NGOs, I should also work for this.
Sir, but then how do we perpetuate this awareness among people? I mean, careless driving, rash driving, drink and drive, underage driving. Many parents let their children learn at very young ages. So, how do we spread awareness about this? How do we change the mindset of the people, sir?
Yeah, see, this awareness should be continuous, number one, because those who got educated and then a new generation keep coming to the school and also to the world, we have to continuously educate these people. The accidents happen because of the four reasons. One is education, four E's, and two, engineering, and three, enforcement, and fourth, emergency care. So what is engineering? Engineering means if there are potholes and there are curves and there is a flyover in Hyderabad, you would have seen on the from the he was going beyond 80 kilometers per hour speed in Gachibowli area. and he jumped out of over the flyover, and a person who was walking on the road, she was killed, and he was intact because he was wearing seat belt. So engineering problems and enforcement means if these violations are there in some countries, if you violate these road traffic conditions, one or two times they will penalize you, and third time they will suspend your driving
Right.
license. And if you are negligent driving, there is a very serious and immediate punishment is there. So in our country it is not so immediate, and we are little liberal. So even if you keep on violating, every time you get some penalties, etc. Serious punishments are also not there. Then emergency care, once it takes around 18 minutes in urban areas, around 31 minutes in rural areas to bring back the patients who have who are the road victims, accident victims. So if we can reduce that, that will happen. So this number one is education also. Education continuously you have to do to the children. Through children, for example, many children have changed their parents. So children, they should ask the parents that, daddy, you are a daughter. If your father is going to onto the road on a bike, so many of the fathers are not riding the bikes with the helmets. So they should take your permission to ride the vehicle without helmet, isn't it? So that way, if through children, we have around 31 crore children in the schools and colleges, 62 crore parents, around 100 crore out of 140 crore in India. So we can, this is one route, educating children through children to the parents and through the entire nation. So continuously quizzes, essays, elocution competitions, or slogan writings, and then establishing some parks in the schools, etc. on the in the city, and in many cities like Bangalore, I read recently, these museums are there, traffic museums, etc. So those are there. By doing all those things and continuously spreading the message of the ill effects of bad driving and not adhering to the road safety, so we can definitely we have to reduce the accidents and fatalities.
Sir, so on roads, I think it is my opinion that truck drivers are mostly the best drivers. They can drive very well that with a massive vehicle as well. So, do you think there should be regulation for these drivers, considering that they work sleepless nights?
Yes, in fact, there has to be a very good regulation because, like in trains, after working for 8 hours in a junction, the driver gets down and another driver. Oftentimes, in these private, truck drivers, from Kashi to Kanyakumari, and the same driver, or if there are two drivers also, they travel in that. Those lot of sleeplessness causes fatigueness, and then it is also one of the main reasons for causing accidents. There has to be more stringent guidelines, number one, and also regulation, number two, on that front.
Yes, sir.
Mm.
Sir, before we end the discussion,
Mm.
what role do you foresee in the student community?
Mm.
That is, how can the student base contribute to these issues and your vision that you have shared with us?
Oh, just now I touched upon the subject.
Yes.
Since so many students are there, how many? 31 crores. If they educate their two parents, 62 crores and 31. So 93 crores are educated. So because if father dies or mother dies or child dies also in the road accident, it is very difficult for the family to cope with, number one. And for the nation also, 3% of the GDP is getting lost on account of this. Therefore, this through Survey Jana Foundation, what we are doing now is, every year during the month of January, this road safety awareness campaign is propagated by the government of India. So it is not necessary that it is only in the month of January. Only to draw our attention, they say 1 month. Throughout the year also we can do this, number one. And we have requested all the schools to conduct awareness first through class teacher. All the teachers should be given this awareness, and through class teacher to every class, around 30-40 students. And in every class, then road safety club should be formed. And one is Apurva is president, somebody else is vice president and secretary, and others are members. 10 people. And after 1 month, another 10 people. In 3 months or so, you will have everybody in the road safety. Once you are president, once you are secretary, once you are a member of road safety, you keep thinking, and what is my role? What is my driver's role? What is my father's role? As a commuter, what is your role? As a child of the parent, what is your role? Many VIPs also, the very educated people also lost their lives for not wearing the seat belts in India. So in other countries, it is a mandatory. Here also it is mandatory. So we don't wear the seat belts. So like that, taking this message to all the students, throw students to the parents. So we can educate a lot. That's how. And this competition is this year for first time in India. We have created this competition among us, the schools. Schools can conduct this and then document this and upload what competitions they have done, slogan writing, essay, elocution, or skit. Or in fact, it's very good if you, for example, be associated with a traffic constable for half an hour at least, 1 hour at least on any day. You will understand the problems of traffic constable and the problems of the pedestrian, problems of other commuters and also the drivers. So through this campaign, I want all the children to be road safety campaigners, number one, volunteers, and then traffic marshals if they have time 1 week during the summer holidays, or if you feel it is too high, at least 1 day, and it is very difficult to do 1 day, at least one off day or night, or that is also difficult, at least 1 hour. If all the children in this country are traffic volunteers along with the traffic constable for half an hour to 1 hour, that will be a very great education. Apart from this traffic park that is established in some of the
Yes.
schools, including DPS Nacharam. So it will go a long, long way. The other day I participated in one rally, and one of the students from sixth class, she wrote, "If you lose one head, you can't get another head." That was the slogan, and she gave. Oka tala pote, rondo tala radu. Can you get?
Yes, yes, yes.
And it was wonderful slogan from her. So, and also you can take pledge, and students can take pledge from the parents, especially those who are violating the road rules by riding the by a bicycle or a motorcycle without wearing helmet. They should administer, the daughter should administer both to the parent, that I will never ride vehicle and I will never without wearing helmet, number one, and I never drive after drinking. First thing, drinking is wrong. Suppose you are drinking, then don't drive. Don't drink and don't drive. Don't drink at all. If at all, if you have to drinking, then don't drink and drive, isn't it?
Yes,
This is
yes.
possible only if because everybody has so much of love to the children, parents. So if child, daughter or son can convince the parents, that is the biggest education, and it is much more than what we can do through regulation or the police or military.
Sir, your ideas are very, very innovative. So, in fact, the traffic marshal idea, I will strive as the person from the student body, student government body.
Immediately next week,
Yes,
next
sir.
Saturday, you are going to be there, and I want Geetanjali, your teacher, and also you to send me the picture.
Yes, sir,
And
definitely.
you will be the first marshal in the city, country, and we will spread it. Apurva, first city traffic marshal.
Yes, sir, definitely.
What do you lose? You will only understand the problem.
So, in fact, it's a
That's
field
why,
learning.
according to me, learning never is complete in the schools and the colleges. It has to be everywhere, on the roads, in the forest, in the desert, while traveling, when you are in the functions, when you are talking to the people. The huge learning takes place. As much learning outside the schools, if your eyes are open and your ear is on the ground, isn't it? So
Yes.
you are open. Mind is also frank and open. You can learn a lot of things. I think we'll start this traffic volunteer, traffic marshal
Yes, sir,
from your school and from Apurva.
Yes, sir, definitely. It's
Great.
actually a field learning experience for them.
You are convinced with what I am saying?
Yes, sir.
So is it possible to do?
Yes.
Many people may get doubt, Array, I am not driver. I will be driving after 18 years. Why all this time waste for me? Is it time waste or is
No,
it
sir.
required?
So, in fact, it was a very nice experience for us, sir, as students.
Hmm.
So, it was absolutely enriching to have all these discussions with you, sir. In fact, I really admire your simplicity. You're very, very modest, sir. It was very comfortable to talk to you, share my ideas,
Yeah.
ask my questions.
Yeah.
I have asked a lot of questions that I was not even prepared for,
Okay.
because it was wonderful talking to you, sir. Thank you for sharing your insights. Thank you for sharing your vision for safer roads, safer communities, sir. I will take all these suggestions back and I will definitely implement them, sir.
Thank you, Apurva. You're the youngest interviewer ever interviewed me. I gave lots of interviews, and even when Amir Khan interviewed me in Satyameva Jayate,
Yes.
but I
yes,
am
sir.
more comfortable and more happy to face an interview. I was a little embarrassed when they said suddenly a student will interview me, and I thought he will ask me very embarrassing and tough questions.
No.
So I hope I could answer all the questions
Yes, sir,
to
definitely.
your
sir.
satisfaction.
Yes, sir, yes. Sir.
Nice, Apurva.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay.